Welcome back to the channel, FPL Raw. Today's video will be going through budget defenders in Fantasy Premier League for the 2024-2025 season. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support and coming to view this video. First up, we are going to go through the top 5 defenders in my opinion in regards to budget, points and just potential based on their statistics on last season and what I feel like they're going to do for this upcoming season in relation to goals, clean sheets, points per game, appearances and the schedule that they have for the first 5 games for the Premier League season. Starting with Joachim Andersen, 4.5 million priced, and just so you know, I'm basing this on a max price of 4.5 for these defenders, and all the statistics that you see are from the 2023-2024 season. Andersen for Crystal Palace, quite a popular pick right now, currently owned at 22.7%. Last season 121 points, so you can see he did provide quite a lot of value and reward for fantasy managers in the Premier League season last year. And a great pick, I think, at defence for Crystal Palace. One of the better options for that Palace defence. So Joachim Andersen, top of that list. Then we're going to go with Robinson, Anthony Robinson from Fulham. Quite an attacking fullback. Again, 4.5 million, 104 points. He was able to come with last season for Fulham. Should be a starter again for the club going forward. Obviously could be some competition from others, but pretty much been a mainstay in the Fulham backline for the past couple of seasons. Then we're going to go with Mykolenko to Everton. 101 points he managed to provide for Fantasy Premier League managers last season. Again, looks like to be the starting left back at Everton and should be able to provide good value for managers. Then Dan Burn at Newcastle, another popular pick right now for Fantasy Premier League managers. Managed to provide 97 points last season. A great option as well if you're looking for a threat from corners, free kicks and set pieces for Newcastle. And then lastly, Konza from Aston Villa. Obviously had a great last season, getting to the Champions League with Aston Villa. 91 points provided, so another great option at that low 4.5 budget range for defenders. So let's go into a little bit more detail into Joachim Andersen. So last season he was at 38 appearances for Crystal Palace. So clearly a mainstay for them, consistent with his playing time as well. Rarely was injured for Crystal Palace. Managed to chip in with 2 goals and 3 assists. Also as a collective, Crystal Palace kept 10 clean sheets last season, and his points per game was at 3.2, which was very good to come back with in regards to a defender, providing some consistent points for fantasy managers, so that was good to see. Fixtures wise, Crystal Palace have some good games to start. They start with Brentford away on game week 1, then play West Ham game week 2. Tough fixture against Chelsea, and then at home to Leicester and then Manchester United. So Joachim Andersen, 22.7% owned. Like I said, is a low budget price for a defender, so I think a great option for fantasy managers if you're looking for someone who's going to provide goal threats along with assists within your budget as well for the defensive position. Moving on, we've got Anthony Robinson, 5.2% owned, 4.5 million. Appearances last season 37, so again very consistent in his playing time for Fulham. Collectively they kept 9 clean sheets, so pretty good for Fulham. Goals, no goals, but did chip in with 6 assists for the club, along with a 2.8 points per game return for fantasy managers. Fulham's fixtures away to Manchester United could be a tough game, but also teams have shown they can go to Old Trafford and really give United quite a troublesome game. Then some really good ties after that. Leicester at home, newly promoted. Ipswich, newly promoted away. Then West Ham, and then a tricky one against Newcastle. But look for Robinson again to be a consistent pick. Provide those assists. He's an attacking fullback, so he wants to get forward. So there's going to be potential for good rewards from Anthony Robinson at Fulham. Next up is Mykolenko. Another popular pick right now in that budget range of 4.5, 9.9% owned. Had 28 appearances for Everton. Had a couple injuries last season, but for the most part was a pretty consistent player for Everton. 9 clean sheets they kept, along with 2 goals and 1 assist Mykolenko managed to provide for fantasy managers. Points per game, 3.6. With Everton, they've got some decent fixtures to start as well. They've got a tough game week 2 against Tottenham, but look at some home ties against Bournemouth and then away games. So there's good chances here for Mykolenko to really get some points early on for Everton. So look for him to be quite a popular pick amongst fantasy managers as we approach the beginning of the season. Dan Burn is next for Newcastle. 32 appearances, 8 clean sheets, goals mixed in with 2 goals and 2 assists, and then points per game 2.9. Newcastle again have some great fixtures to start, and consistently you can see with these players the fixtures are really good at the beginning, so really getting a couple of these players in is really going to help your team for clean sheets and potential points through goals, assists and what may be. Southampton to start at home, and then a couple of great fixtures against Bournemouth, Wolves away, and we've got Tottenham at home in game week 3. So again, look for Dan Burn to be a popular pick as well. I know he's quite high owned right now, 24.1%. One of the popular picks in the Newcastle defence right now. Next up is Ezri Konsa. Appearances last season, 35, had a great game for England in the Euros. Look for him to be another mainstay for Aston Villa as they take charge in the Premier League and the Champions League. 7 clean sheets they kept, 1 goal, 1 assist, so he can show some threat there for Aston Villa. Ties wise, good fixtures. They got West Ham away, then a tricky game against Arsenal at home, but then they've got Leicester, Everton and Wolves. So look for Konsa to be, I would say, one of the first choice picks at centre back for Aston Villa, probably along with Pau Torres. So 18.5% owned Ezri Konsa. Now, just looking at the table of these players, you can see good numbers. Obviously, with Anderson had the highest points last season. Robinson, then Mykolenko, Burn and Konsa. So I really feel at this price point, these are the top 5 I would probably want to select within my fantasy team to start. I know I have Burn, Konsa and Anderson in my team for my first draft, so I really wanted to make sure I had a good rotation of players that I know are going to be consistent starters, going to provide some clean sheets along with goal threats and assists for their teams, good goal involvements as well as defenders. So you want to be able to get, I would say, at least, if maximum, 3 of these out of the 5, if you can get them into your team without having to sacrifice too much in other positions. I think you're going to have a good start to your season with these players. I would absolutely want to try to get Anderson, Robinson and Burn as well as along with Konsa and Mykolenko as other options as well. But with Robinson, Anderson, Burn and Mykolenko, I think you're going to be able to find some good returns from them, either through assists and goals. Konsa, not so much of a threat going forward, but can show potential for that as well. Now, I just want to go through some honourable mentions as well from players that have similar price points, along with even some cheaper options. As you can see, I've gone with Lewis Dunk, Ben Mee at Brentford. Harwood Bellis is also a very popular pick right now, 14.8% owned. Wout Weghorst for Leicester City. Mark Gahey, another great option for Crystal Palace defenders. He's 10.1% right now. Ait Nouri at Wolves, great attacking fullback. Has the potential to get you some assists as well. Pau Torres, another good option in defence for Aston Villa. Was a goal threat as well for them. And look for Livramento to be quite a popular pick. If Trippier ends up leaving Newcastle, there is talk of him leaving. So look for managers to potentially put Livramento or Lewis Hall in their teams as the starting right and left backs for Newcastle going forward. So just a couple of honourable mentions, just want to kind of bring those out. just in case other managers were looking at that. But feel free, please let me know in the comments players that you're looking at in these budget range of 4 million to 4.5 million, who you think are good options outside of the ones that I've mentioned here. Thank you again for watching the video. Please go ahead and subscribe for more FPL videos, tips, selections, and look out for some more videos from me regarding budget midfielders and forwards as well.